business has a story, and today we're here to learn a little bit more about the people behind the business. Welcome to Tea Time with the Central Virginia Business Coalition. I'm Heather Alto.
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg, America's Choice in Home Care.
And we are here to spill the tea today with Rebecca Mason with Mountain Laurel Learning. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you ready to spill the tea?
Absolutely. I'm always ready.
Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the story behind Mountain Laurel Learning.
Yes, the story behind Mountain Laurel Learning. So I have a background in working for corporate grocery chain. I've done merchandising, operations, store management. I've been an entrepreneur. I have run cafes mostly, a little bit of retail. And so I'm starting a new chapter with Mountain Laurel. I'm going to take what I've done, the experience that I've had, and pour that into some training. I'm going to do that primarily through food safety and taking flight with disc certifications. So kind of trying to make myself a service to businesses, kind of a behind the scenes service to businesses now.
Awesome.
Okay. And how did this adventure get started for you?
Well, I basically chose to get out of the operation of the cafe in the retail environment. And when I first made that decision, I really didn't know what I was going to do. I really didn't. And I thought about it and I thought about it. And that's kind of where I'm starting with what I know and with what I loved. And I really enjoyed training and developing my employees and my managers. I've always been a big fan of food safety. I think everybody should be a fan of food safety, but I've always been a fan of food safety. And so that's what I'm starting with what I know. I'll add more as I go.
So was there like an exact moment where you knew like this is what you were going to do?
Goodness, no. I'll tell you when I get there.
I like that. I like that answer.
So what inspired you to take the leap to change from?
I think it just felt like it was time. You know, no matter how much you love what you're doing or no matter how satisfied you are with it, every path that you go down in your life, there's an opportunity cost. There's something else that you could have been doing or another direction that you could have gone. And I got to the point where I felt that. And there were other things I wanted to choose for my life or do with myself. And I had to make a fork in the road. My business was in Salem and in Roanoke. And my family was here in Lynchburg. It was a good career pivot time for my husband. And I saw the fork in the road, you know?
Yeah. So what do you think has been one of your biggest challenges? And this is a very new adventure for you.
Yes.
We'll say adventure. Very new adventure for you. Like, what are some of the challenges that you face trying to establish a new business in the Central Virginia business area?
In particular, with trying to establish this new business is I'm switching industries. You know, I'm going from operating a cafe, operating a retail store, and being that person with employees and with, balance the drawer at the end of the night and hiring and all this to solopreneur and in a different industry, more in the training type of industry. And it's a switch in your brain, I think. And in any small business environment, you're trying to wear a lot of hats at one time, as they say. You're the marketing person, you're HR, you're risk management, you're the trainer, you're the everything. So I'm still that with Mountain Laurel, but the hats look a little different.
So how are you navigating some of those challenges?
A wing and a prayer.
Yeah.
It's fun for me to learn something new. And it's a new industry, but it's familiar content. The food safety and in food safety and ServSafe certifications, my primary customer is small businesses and people that work in the food industry. And I vibe with that, I kind of self-identify with that. So I feel at home there, even though it's a new industry and a new thing that I'm selling, it's a change there. And even with taking flight with disc, I love the people leadership, people development aspect of small business. And it's one that can get overlooked real quick, but I love it. And so I lean into that, even with all the newness that I'm coming into.
Okay. So what keeps you pushing forward? Now, granted, it's new for you. So you haven't been pushing too long for this specific thing, but what keeps you motivated and pushing forward?
I want to do it. I like this idea.
Right.
I like this idea. I want to do it. I think it's beneficial. I want it to be local. When I worked in the corporate world, you had a lot of opportunities for leadership development training or different things like that you don't get as an entrepreneur or as a small business. And even when I was in that corporate environment, I wanted this role that was called a talent development manager in HR. I was always in deli, bakery, and food safety. So, but I always thought that was really interesting. I loved that kind of training. And so it's kind of coming around for me now. So I want to kind of provide those kind of services in the small business
And I feel
arena.
like with the Serve Safe, like there's not a lot of training, other things to advance a career for someone that's in the food industry, right? So this is it's kind of like creating a new market almost of like, hey, it's always easier to keep a good employee and train them and make them better than it is to try to take somebody from scratch and
Isn't it
train them
though?
up. So
Yes.
Can I just say that I love your answer because you like the idea and you want to do it. A lot of times when you ask people what keeps them pushing forward, you hear like family or God or my kids. And you very rarely hear somebody say me. Like the me, I want to do it. And so I just love that answer because I think a lot of people, if they did more for themselves and, it's just not that doing stuff for your family and God and all the other things aren't great, but it's great that you're pouring into yourself.
You got to keep your own engine going,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So why here? Why Central Virginia?
This is my home. This is where I grew up. I love the Blue Ridge Mountains. I love the small town, even though Lynchburg has grown a lot. I grew up in Forest. I often say 100 years ago. I think it was like 2007 that I moved to Roanoke, and I did that for work with the company that I was working for. And like when I was putting together my bio and things for Mountain Laurel, I told my husband, I was like, I have 20 years in food service industry. I was like, man, I am old and I am just, how in the world? So I spent a lot of time in Roanoke, but all my family is here. My brothers, my sisters, my parents. And I saw somebody post a meme on Instagram, which is a good source of inspiration always. But that it was Forrest Gump where he says, I'm tired. I think I'll go home now. And I'm like, that's exactly how I felt. I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah, I like it.
So how has the CVABC promoted your journey or helped you through that with this new business?
I am super excited about it. Opportunities like this, the podcast, other advertisement opportunities, and then just connecting opportunities, meeting people, which either will, as we discussed before, that might either promote your business or just promote you personally. I mean, even just learning from each other and having that connection. I'm really happy to be a part of this. So I'm super happy with it.
Well, as you know, the Central Virginia Business Coalition is all about supporting local. Yeah. So what makes supporting local important to you? What do you appreciate about your local customers or, just being local in the community?
Small business owners have a kind of camaraderie amongst each other. It's like there's certain challenges or things that you face that it's like, if you know, right? And you just gotta have like an instant connection there, almost like a trauma bond, some people may say. But that supporting each other is fun. It feels good. It's mutually beneficial. And I think most people would agree and say that it's the small local businesses that add the culture and the character and the flavor and the fun to your small business, to have something unique and different places to go and be a part of it adds to the community. It adds value to the community and to people's lives. It's something I really enjoy.
Awesome.
So now we're going to do a couple quick fire questions, starting with the most controversial question we've ever asked on any of our shows that we do.
Okay.
Sweet tea or unsweet tea or something else?
Coffee.
Coffee?
Oh, that is a girl right
I'm
my
an
own
American.
heart over here.
Okay. What's your favorite local business other than your own?
I have a lot of favorite local businesses, but right now my favorite restaurant is Hueso Loco. Have you been to Hueso Loco? Mm-hmm. Okay, you should go. Super fun, very fun drinks, and they are heavy-handed with the cheese sauce.
Is that downtown?
Yes, it
Lynchburg?
is.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
They're relatively new down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
What is the best business advice that you've either given or received?
I don't know if this is altogether business advice. It's a motto. It's just kind of out there. But one motto I have really found a lot of strength in is improvise, adapt, and overcome, which is actually the Marine Corps motto. And I just want to set the record straight. I am not a Marine. Never been a Marine. Nothing like that. I get that a lot, but I'm not a Marine. I just think it's a great motto. And it's all about flexibility, adaptability, and creatively using the resources that you have. And if you have ever tried to run a business or a restaurant, adapt and overcome is my motto.
What's a common myth about your industry?
So I am very new to the training side of the industry, or the training industry. But I think one common myth about small businesses, because now I'm going to be serving small businesses as well. But one common myth is that small businesses are somehow in a cutthroat competition, that we want to, take your business and beat you and all of that stuff. And I think most of the time, small business owners genuinely want to see other small businesses succeed, even if it's, I'm a restaurant, you're a restaurant. I think ideally they want both of us to succeed. And so, I think that's a myth, that it's cutthroat competition all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is one thing you want people to know about or that you wish you had known before starting your business?
I think before I ever started as an entrepreneur, one thing is I wish I had understood that the resource of myself is finite. You do not have an intimate amount of emotional wellness, energy, money, time. It doesn't come down to who can wear themselves down the most. It doesn't come down to more blood, sweat, and tears.
It's not a competition who works more hours.
It's not. Yeah. You are a finite resource. Just like, you understand that with your bank account. There's only so many dollars.
Right.
There is only so much, Rebecca. And I mean, there's only so much, Mike. There's only so much, Heather. You can run out. So guard that, because many times your business is more than yourself, but you are often the engine, and you got to keep hold of yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I'm putting that up in my office.
Yeah.
It's my new favorite.
I feel personally attacked this morning. I'm just saying.
I do love that. I do.
Yeah, it's
comes from my heart.
Yeah. I am a limited resource.
I am very limited.
I'm gonna get a new name.
Yeah, can we get T-shirts made with our pictures on
I am
it?
I am a limited resource.
True. And if you've already used up a bunch of yourself doing, project A, and you flow right into project B with half a tank of Rebecca, you're gonna get half a tank of Rebecca. I can't, it's just, it comes from my heart, Heather.
Okay.
Right.
So how can people best support or connect with your business?
I would love for people to go to my website, Mountain Laurel Learning. .com. That is where I have all my ServSafe classes live. Follow me on social media. I am not good at social media. It's not my fave. I'm going to get some help with that from other small business friends. But connect with me there so that I can let you know when other classes come up and share those, because I'm going to be adding other courses, other programs, other opportunities. So just connect with me there. Let me see your business and what you do. And yeah, that would be awesome.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us
today.
Thank you for joining us for Tea Time with the Central Virginia Business Coalition. If you'd like to learn more about our guest or how you can come and spill the tea with us, you can visit us at www.cvabc.org.